I know what you guys are thinking. I literally look like a bum every single time I'm recording a video. I know. I just, you know, it's every single Tuesday I wake up and I'm like, today is gonna be different. Does that end up happening? Well, I mean, you can already tell that it doesn't, so whatever. Welcome back to my channel. I think this is Talk Tuesday episode number 5, 6. I'm honestly not too sure, but I'm very excited about this one because I feel like this one's much needed. Before I get into this Talk Tuesday, and for those of you that don't know what Talk Tuesdays are, just stay. Today's a good one. Essentially, it's just me talking and that's it. I'm just kidding. It's me talking about things I feel like society doesn't really talk about and more deep levels to the conscious level. Talking about things that are deeper to us than our conscious. So we're tapping into our subconscious level here. Oh my god, my computer screen randomly turned on. Okay, so let's light a scented candle. Okay. Put that baby over here and let's get into it. So, this is good. Should I? Okay. Cool. Today's topic is how to forgive yourself. Why am I talking about this and why is it important to talk about this? I personally have been having kind of shitty days and I know from the energy that I bring when I record, it doesn't seem like that. Because to be honest, you guys give me a lot of energy and I just love recording and I love editing and I just love this whole YouTube thing. But to be completely and utterly honest with you guys, I've had shit days. I mean, I've been wearing sweats for a very long time and I haven't changed out of them. Some days it's so bad that I don't even get out of bed. I mean, I get out of bed to work every day, but I don't brush my teeth until noon. I'm being so honest with you guys. Like, I just don't feel like a human. And then I get mad at myself. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so shitty. Like, why did I do this? Blah, 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 blah. And I notice that I'm just really hard on myself. And then the same thing happens the next day. And then I give myself the same horrible, rude feedback. I mean, I would never say this to a colleague. So why would I say that to myself? I did a little bit of research on forgiveness and how you need to learn to forgive yourself. Whether it be small things, such as things like on a daily basis, like you promised yourself you're gonna go work out and you just didn't. Therefore you feel like shit. Instead of feeling like shit, why not just be like, okay, so today just wasn't the day. I know I need to get this done. So tomorrow we're gonna change it up. Whatever tiny things and adjustments you gotta do, work on it. But when you can't forgive yourself, what ends up happening is like you're criticizing yourself and it's taking up the space that you could actually be using to make the next day better. You're just criticizing yourself, therefore setting yourself back for the next day. It's kind of like energy. Like you need good energy to move on. Anyways, so recently, as I've already mentioned, I've kind of been in this rut. I've just been unable to do the things I want to do. I haven't been able to work out properly. I think I need to forgive myself. I need to forgive myself today for eating the noodle packet that I really should not have eaten because I got the shit after. And I should forgive myself for only accomplishing 7 out of the 10 things on my to-do list instead of 10 out of 10. I think it has a lot to do with our mindset than it does to do with how much we can accomplish. Even if you can somehow mentally grasp the fact that it's okay to have those off days and be gentle with yourself, that's forgiveness, and that's what this video is about. That's kind of what I'm trying to hit home with this. I'm going to kind of give you guys some tips on how to forgive yourself, and I'm also talking to myself because I too need to learn how to forgive myself so that I can finally get my butt out of bed and work out. Hydration is key. This is not sponsored, but Starbucks cup. This is a really big one. It's good for water. Okay, anyways. First things first, when you start to realize you're getting pissed off at yourself and you're mad that you didn't do something and you're like, oh, why am I like this? Stop. Understand your emotions. The one cool thing about this human experience is that we have these things called emotions. And there is not just one single emotion we go through. There are not 4. There are not 6. There are numerous. There's infinite emotions, literally. So every single time you have an emotion, I think it's good to try to look at yourself from an outside lens instead of reacting to it. So reacting to emotions is like the worst thing you can do. I understand it's so hard to not react in the heat of the moment when you're upset about something, but try to just think of it in a holistic manner and think, okay, I'm feeling like this. I'm gonna let myself feel like this because I'm a human after all. This is what happened. Give yourself some time to think about it and just sit there with your fucking feelings. This is hard to do. This is very hard to do. Sitting there with your feelings, whether they're happy or sad, is a hard thing to do. We just have a tendency to just always be doing something and to distract ourselves, and luckily for us, we have the phones and TikTok and all this shit. And it's very easy to just completely bypass the confronting the feelings part by going on your TikTok and laughing your butt off or just distracting yourself. But we need to first and foremost sit with our feelings and our emotions in the moment. Furthermore, that will allow us to acknowledge whatever mistake we made. So it will help you acknowledge the mistake you made and just kind of work around it instead of just getting pissed at yourself, you know? Forgiveness is gentle. It's not you being hard on yourself, it's gentle, okay? This is a cool one. The third thing is to think of it as an experience. This has kind of changed a lot in my life recently. Every single time something bad happens, I just think to myself, this was meant to be. Especially if it's something that's not under your control, it was just meant to be. This is obviously happening to me for the betterment of my higher self, or else it wouldn't be happening to me. Even though in the moment it's hard to see how something bad can be a good thing, this is what I'm talking about by like taking a step back and looking at everything in a holistic manner. Although we may not know why something's happening the way it is, who are we to say that it's not happening for something better down the line? There have been so many stories of people getting fired from their jobs and they're all depressed and upset, but then a better job comes around. That wouldn't have happened unless they had gotten fired because they wouldn't have been looking for that better job. So it's just kind of seeing everything as an experience and an opportunity, whether it's good or bad. I want to emphasize good or bad because any experience is a learning experience, even if it's a good one. Try to even take time to be, first of all, grateful for those good experiences, but also be like, okay, this is happening because I did this, this, and this, or it's just happening for the betterment of myself. It's just good to have these sort of thoughts because we are humans and we are experiencing life as it is. So it's really good to just kind of step back and like learn as much as we can from every experience, and that in itself will also allow you to forgive yourself and again be gentle. This is also another one. Give yourself permission to move on. So this is like, it's hard to do when you're mad at yourself and you think, oh, I could have done things differently, it could have gone this way, I could have done this. You couldn't have because you didn't. Again, if it was meant to happen, gonna happen. So give yourself permission to move and work through those feelings. Don't feel any guilt for moving on. Don't feel any guilt for trying to move on, because if you're stagnant in one emotion for too long, you're never gonna keep learning, and everything I just said in this video just goes to shit because you're not even allowing yourself to feel your emotions if you're stuck on just one. So give yourself permission to move on in whatever circumstance or situation you're in, and that itself is also forgiveness because you're forgiving yourself for being human. Baby steps. The next one is having a conversation with yourself. This is so important, and this is something that I do quite often because I'm literally having a conversation with myself right now in front of the camera, and I'm even more blessed because I get to be sharing these words and my thoughts with you guys in a very transparent kind of way. Doing this, or even a journal, you guys, start journaling and just try to have those conversations with yourself, and sometimes just let the words take you over. Don't even think about what you're gonna write, just start. Just take some time out to talk to yourself, and you could look at a mirror, you could just sit in the corner, cry it out, and then talk to yourself. You can journal, or you can be a weirdo and talk to a camera like me. And then this one, it's not really something you can do, but it's kind of something that happens. So noticing when you start to have negative talk with yourself. So after demonstrating all the things I just mentioned, you'll actually start to notice following events that happen, or the following times where you've maybe encountered something negative, you'll be like, wait a second, it's not right for me to talk negative to myself. And when you do that, you know you're making progress, because you should always catch yourself talking shit to yourself. I mean, you do the same for your friend. If someone over there is like talking shit to your friend, you throw hands, right? So throw hands for yourself too. And I'm just gonna end off by saying that if you're struggling to move on from mistakes that you may have made in the past, I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but I'm just saying this because I feel like I need to say it. If you're someone who's really struggling to let go of something that you might have done, or what might have happened to you, or something you think could have gone differently in the circumstance that you were in, but maybe it just didn't go that way and you're kind of blaming yourself for it, this video is for you, because every single person is gonna have a situation like that, and it's a learning experience. And I'm just gonna tell you that everything happens for a reason. The way things have ended up happening is because they're meant to end up happening like that to teach you something. So take it as a learning experience, learn from it, and move on. But don't forget about it. It's a learning experience. So learn to forgive yourself. You're not a bad person. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. It's all good. Just learn to forgive yourself, and again, be gentle with yourself. That's kind of wrapping up my video. Those are my last few thoughts, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this Talk Tuesday. Once again, if you guys have any other topics that you would like me to discuss, literally any topic, I can make it happen. Comment below and I'll be more than happy to do research for you and give tips, tricks on how to overcome this together. Because essentially that's kind of what this segment is about. It's not just about me talking to you guys about stuff that I've done research on and stuff that I'm learning, but it's also me trying to work through my emotions. So I guess you can say it's kind of like therapy for me. But I just think it's so much more valuable when I get to share that with you guys, so yeah, you guys are important. I'm gonna end that video there. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and for more content. I'll see you guys next Talk Tuesday.